Good afternoon, friends. This is Meg at Chasing Retro, and I have today for you, I guess, a collective haul. These are things that I found over the past week. We went to an estate sale and a couple of yard sales, and I went to an antique store. I think that's all, yes. The estate sale was one of those that it was a Friday and Saturday estate sale that was privately run. So it was the family. It wasn't like an estate sale company. And the preview pictures and the description, I saw it late on Thursday night and I showed it to my husband and I said, because we were talking about how tired we were from our week, and I said, sometimes you get this feeling that it's going to be worth the drive. And he said, uh-oh. So I showed him the pictures and I said, I think we need to go to this one. It starts at 8 and it was a 30-minute drive, but we did it. We were there at 8:15 and I am so glad that I went. It was a couple, I think, judging from talking to the son, I think they were about 5 years older than my grandparents. So they were Depression era children and probably a World War II veteran. They passed away, I think they both passed away in 2010. And as far as I know, the house had sort of been sealed up since then. Although it wasn't pristine, but it looked in terrific shape. So that may not be, maybe they rented it and then had this stuff in the attic. I'm not sure. I love going into old historic neighborhoods. This one was no different. It was a house built in the late 1930s, and he said his parents moved in it in 1948. The windows were original. They were in great shape. The hardwood floors were throughout the entire house. They needed to be refinished, but they looked great. Yeah, and there was no central heating and air, so that was interesting because most of the houses down here at this point have been converted to that just because it's so hot here in the summer. But anyway, that's a little background of the house itself. The family has, what I can gather, the mom, the matriarch of the family, she was a seamstress and she sewed costumes for the downtown theater, which it's still a theater, but it's no longer showing plays and movies. It is now housing a church. But the theater was built in the early 30s, I think, maybe mid 30s. And I was actually in a play there. I was in the best Christmas pageant ever. And oh my goodness, you walk into this theater and the lobby looks like something out of The Great Gatsby. It is just black. I don't know, I haven't been in it in about 10 years, but it used to be like black walls, red carpet, glittering chandeliers, lots of Art Deco type angles and lighting fixtures on the walls. Just super cool. And of course it has that delicious old smell that old theaters have. Velvet seats, you name it. It was amazing. So that was really cool. And I knew one of the reasons I went there was because I knew she was a seamstress, or I knew she had fabric. And then the daughter-in-law was telling me about the fact that she was a seamstress, and I immediately just fell in love with this lady, whoever she was, and wished that I could have talked to her. I bet she had so many stories to tell. So the daughter-in-law was so happy that I was taking a lot of this stuff because she said, I don't really know anyone that sews anymore other than quilting. And I said, well, I don't quilt and I don't really sew, but I make journals, and I sort of explained it. And she was very happy that these things were going to someone who would use the fabric, keep using the fabric that her mother-in-law had held on to all of these years. So I may not have it in the perfect order, but I will start with the bag from the estate sale, but there may be some other things tossed in because I hurriedly threw it in the back of the house when we had company coming this week and it got a little jumbled up. All right. The first thing they had was a giant box of Reader's Digest, and I ended up going back right before the estate sale closed and I got, because we had to go back to take our daughter somewhere in town, I got 4 more, but they're in the garage. I didn't bring those inside, but I did get these 2. And I thought these looked kind of Christmassy. I'm not sure if this is going to be one of the Christmas journals or not. I just finished making one of the covers this morning, and I'm trying to decide how many fabric covers to make and how many non-fabric. But I have these 2 to pick from now. Everything from this estate sale is very musty, as you can imagine. It's been closed up, but that's okay. I don't mind. I found these cards, vintage Burger King playing cards, and they're plastic coated, so plastic coated ones are, you know, they're not as easy to alter. I think there's some in here that aren't supposed to be in here. Yep. We also have some flowers, but I don't know why this one is white and these are aged. They're very stuck together. They've been very played. You could tell that maybe these were in the attic because a lot of the things that I got were stuck together. So heat has probably melted some of the plastics and some of the things that I found, but that's not going to close. I've never seen Burger King playing cards before, and that's their old logo that they're trying to bring back, but I don't know. I don't really like the new design of their buildings, so. All right. McCall's Magazine Merry Christmas issue, and I just picked up just a few magazines. There were boxes and boxes and boxes of magazines. I really don't need any more magazines. These very large magazines are so fun to look through, but making ephemera out of them is challenging. You can't really make pages because they're so brittle when you fold them that they fall apart. So I was being very, very picky as to which magazines I took home, and I think I only brought home 3. If someone came in there after me, they would have been thrilled, and I think when I went back that the box was gone. So that's wonderful that someone found them and enjoyed them. But they had magazines stored back from the 1940s through the 80s. I mean, it's like they didn't throw anything away. Oh, I have this album. So yeah, this will be fun to go through to find some more images for. That's funny, some things have already been cut out. There's a Betsy McCall. Part of her is missing. That's a shame. And I'm probably a little out of frame. I'm going to raise this up just because some of the things I have today are large. Sorry about that. I didn't think to check before I started. Okay. Here's another Christmas one. This is 1964, and this one's Better Homes. Look at that pink spiral staircase. Oh, my other grandmother had this pattern. Desert Rose, I think it is. So, look, a Frigidaire as a Christmas gift. I guess if you've never had a dishwasher, that would be very exciting. And then I grabbed this one right here, and this one is summer, but it's, I saw the Barbies on the cover, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I think I have one of these already, this McCall's Needlework, but look at that. They're hyacinths made with pom-poms. That's creative. I just thought this looked more colorful than most of the magazines that you would find from this era. So maybe there'll be some sewing pattern type images in here too. All right, books. Oops. Okay. There was a box of children's books. I have never seen a book this size or shape before. And this is the illustrator Rojankovsky. He's the one that illustrated that little golden book, The Three Bears. And I think that might be in here. Yeah, it is. So that book, that story is in here. Not The Three Bears. Little Red Riding Hood is what I meant to say. Maybe he also did The Three Bears. But yeah, I've never... Oh, look at this. How sweet. So these are all illustrated by him. Here's The Three Bears. He did that one too. Okay. And I guess this is before Little Golden bought the reprint rights to his books. So that's neat. I don't know. A lot of these can be made into ephemera because they're small enough, but then the size of the page is so interesting. I was like, wow, it's almost like they're already ready to be made into library pockets if they fold well. And I'm not sure if I would make this into a journal or not. You guys let me know. That seems like an awfully big challenge. And probably not very fun to write in either. I found this Helen Steiner Rice. I was really hoping to find more gift books, you know, like the Hallmark and American Greetings gift books, but they either didn't have any or they weren't out of a box yet. And I really couldn't stay there all day and look through all the unopened boxes. Or someone else had found them, but I did find this one. I've never seen this one before, and I like the florals in it. Not as many pages as a lot of her other books, but let's see what the cover looks like. It's okay. And then I found some Clemson extension. So I live near Clemson, and it's an agricultural college. And we have it like it's an agricultural school. So we have an extension office in the city limits of Clemson. I've used them many times for soil testing and stuff like that. But they used to put out these little pamphlets, and we have zoysia grass, and it's they have info about that. I bet my grandpa had the same book at one time. And then here's how to beautify your home grounds. But these local ephemera pieces like that, I don't find them super often, and I love grabbing them when I can. I'll probably put a couple of pages of this in the journal that I'm making in honor of my grandpa. So that was a really cool find. Now this lady also, I don't know why she wrapped it around and sealed it. She put personal notes on a lot of things, including fabric, y'all. And she had taped it. It's almost like she wanted to document everything in her home before she passed away, so her children would know what they are. That's what I'm guessing. That's just what it seemed like to me. And I've never found anything by Edith Holden. This is already written in, unfortunately, but some of the images are still useful. So, she's got things written down that she did. I don't know what year this would have been. 2011, okay. Well, that doesn't make sense, because he said they passed away in 2010. Maybe the father did, and she was alive a little while longer. But yeah, again, I've never found anything by this artist. So, though it's not the original book, I was still very thrilled to find that. I found this little golden book. I made a Ding Dong school book for Easter this year about a bunny, but I've never seen this one. Here Comes the Band. These are all very dusty. That's why I have this wax paper, so it'll be easier to clean up when I'm done. I'm gonna go through the baby wipes later. Really cute. Oh, I can't show this one because this is a gift for someone. For forgot that was in there. I picked that up for a crafty friend. This, y'all, I saw this and I almost cried. Corinne Malvern's Mother Goose, a big golden book. These pages are the very, very brittle, almost newspaper-like pages, so they will not fold. But oh my word, how cute. You could piece this up and make some adorable ephemera with it. I just love the smell of old books. And the last two books I found, oh no, three. I found this one. I think it's a music book. Yes, it was a Presbyterian youth hymnal, and she talked about how she used to be in the youth choir in the 1950s. And the hymns have this beautiful font on the titles. So I thought that was pretty, and this would be really pretty as a junk journal cover as well. I found this little guy. Now he has been colored on, so I will try the magic eraser. I can't tell if that's crayon or marker. We'll see if I can salvage it, but adorable. I'll be saving this for Easter season. I just love wonder books. I think I said that in my last video. And the Magic Friend Maker. I just think that the little pen and inks are so sweet. I've never seen this little golden book before. Have y'all? I have not. All right, so now we're getting more, oops, nope, one more Reader's Digest. This, I love this one. I kind of wish I had had this for the Heidi journals, but it's too late now. Okay, let's look at this first. I found this shoebox. I was gonna leave this behind and my husband was like, you need to grab that because it's gonna go in the trash. And you can take what you want out of it, but don't let that be thrown away. So it looks like just basically clipped recipes and other cooking pamphlets that she has just ripped off of things over the years. And I will be probably, that's like one of the cards that you roll lace on. I'll probably find some vintage retail stuff in here. Oh, look, a tract, the Gospel Hour. I used to listen to that show, or that radio program. Instant onions. I guess it's like Lipton onion soup mix. Domino sugar bag. I bet there's going to be a lot of magazine clippings. Well, this is fun. It's got your whole menu. Just spin the wheel to read your menu for the day. Here's some handwritten recipes. That's cool. Y'all remember the little sun for the Raisin Bran? 2 scoops. Hot electric tray, guaranteeing that that's just a beautiful piece of pink ephemera. Sweet and Low, my grandpa used to put that in his coffee before they realized how bad it was for us. Special K. Cornbreads from Southern Living. Red Band Flour. Room numbers to be remembered. Well, look at that. It's a hotel ephemera piece. I don't know why you'd need to remember. I guess maybe if you were at a hotel with a lot of different people, like a convention or something. Oh my. A seed packet, unopened, for the centennial. Oh my word. And we're about to get to our 250th. Crazy. She kept every little proof of purchase, it looks like. Cake recipes. Here's a postcard from Gatlinburg. Oh, look at this. This is local radio. I remember when this station was still on. That is my piano teacher. No way. She was in her 80s when she taught me piano, and she taught me piano at this music store. It had like little practice rooms, and that's where she taught out of. That is so cool. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. This estate sale was in my hometown, but I wonder if her picture will be in here. No. That is so cool. I'll have to save that out and show my mom. Cute little pamphlet. Another warranty. These warranties are just beautiful colors. Is this White Jones? Okay, this is our local Ace Hardware. He got bought out later by Ace Hardware. How neat is that? Evidently, she bought 3 alarm clocks and got a personal note from the sales lady. How cool. How to lose weight. Frostings. That's funny that those are next to each other. Food diary. Not written in, but that's a cool piece of ephemera. One of our Baptist churches in that town. Oh wow, I just realized that one of the officiants was my journalism professor. Okay, this just keeps getting more fun. I love how she just wrote on a little strip of, I don't know, a gift box or something. Well, here's a personal letter. I guess I could put this in my letters box. What year is this postmarked? 1974. Bank envelope. Another bank envelope. Nope. Country gem shop overlooking Lake Hartwell. Pioneer Village. That's far away from here. Okay. I hope there's no dead bugs in this box. I guess we'll see. Oh my word. Is this Tupperware? Oh, a Tupperware order form. No way. She got the cereal store. That is a classic. Oh wow. I used to love to go to Tupperware parties with my mom. I've never had a piece of Tupperware ephemera. How fun. Best before 1976, October 23rd. This is just so cool. Jell-O. This is my school district. I don't recognize these names. So maybe they were about 10 years older than my grandparents, based on their kids' ages. Wow. Heloise Hints was still in the newspaper. Y'all know what these are? The labels that you put on, like you get them off with water and you put them on your canisters and spice bottles. Oh wow, a reticulated greeting card. It's not really moving, he just looks 3D. Wow. Oh, cool. More labels. They're very, very stained, but probably have no sticky left in them. Multiplication tables. That's fun. Oh, a coupon catalog. Look. Raggedy Ann and Andy Sheets. Nordic wear. She used some of the labels. Another old envelope. This is like a telegram, is it? Yes. Somebody wired some money. 1968 to Wichita, Kansas. Oh, it looks like they had a son in the military. They wired him some funds. That's what it was. Wow. Oh, another letter. Let's see if there's a date. This is written on airmail paper. He said, "Hi, Toot." I guess the wife went traveling and left him at home. No, it says mother and dad. Okay, so the child was traveling, maybe went on a trip with friends. Dad's painting the house while they're gone. There's another envelope. That's probably what the letter was in. Lots of sediment and dirt in the bottom of the box. Okay, Congress, Jennings Bryan Dorn. That name's very familiar. I think we have some veterans hospitals in our area named after him. Okay. Lyndon Johnson's famous lemon cake. Ice cream machine. 1,200 calorie. Okay, we've got a weight record and then things that she can follow directions to lose weight. How to carry lunch. Well, okay, that's pretty cool. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with all this stuff, but hubby was very insistent that I not leave it behind. Pretty cool though. Okay. I grabbed this for the bag, honestly. Look at this. Sears Fashions for, I guess it's girls and tweens. This is back when Sears was a downtown store by itself. And then we have some broken jewelry in here. Let me get everything out so I can shake the bag over the trash can because it's got some dirt in it. Got one more thing in here. Okay. So this looks Christmassy. It's a clip-on earring with some confetti in it. Just probably things that she lost one of. These aren't really usable because they're on a string, but it's kind of cool. I've never seen a clasp like this. That's a little interesting. Little tiny white bell. That was probably a wedding favor. That looks like it used to be an applique, but it's not much left to it now. Just little baubles of things. Yeah, I got some dirt here. And then we have a white one. Oh, needle. Let's take that out. Uh-oh, it's tangled. I'm just gonna cut this off. All right, so I don't even know how much I was charged for this. I kind of just put everything in a box. That's the best thing to do at an estate sale, and just offer a price for everything. Usually works out pretty well if you do that, because they're just wanting to get stuff out. Now we have some notions and fabrics. So I wish there were more, but she did have a few trims, and I found some rickrack, I don't think I have this color, some turquoise, some black, some blue seam binding, and this beautiful shell braid with red and gold. So I'll put this in my Christmas pile. The fabrics are here. I found, oops, hold on, let me shake this off real quick. I found this, looks like it was a sheet or something, curtains, I don't know. But it had an embroidered rose on it. There's some remnants of carpet beetles on there. So these are going straight to the wash when I'm done with this video. Very pretty. I don't know if she did this or not. It looks like maybe it's hand done, also judging from the type of cloth it's on, but I don't know. And I don't know which of these items is for the home and which was for the theater. I can imagine. I found this piece of cotton, or pieces of cotton, green fish, which is really cute. I guess those are fish. Fish, and looks like a tadpole or something. Very interesting. I've never seen fabric like that before. Yellow seam binding and some more of that blue seam binding. Sorry, rickrack and seam binding. This is a scarf, I'm pretty sure. And it feels silk. No, it's not a scarf. It is fabric. It feels like silk, y'all. And it was a groovy pattern. So most of what she had garbage bags full of fabric, but most of it was plain cotton or polyester colors. And some of the colors were like beige and black. And like, what are you gonna do with that except make pants, right? So not for junk journalers. But this caught my eye. I tried to reach as far as I could safely reach in the bags and grab what I could that looked like it had some color to it. This was probably my favorite piece. It is a thicker cotton, I guess it's like it would be a dress material, but it is stunning paisley print. Really pretty. Very substantial. Would make a beautiful fabric cover journal, maybe even wrapped around a bubble mailer, because it's, you know, it's not going to be sheer at all. But it smells like 100 years old. So going straight to the wash. I found these 2 rolls of pink velvet ribbon. And I was very surprised that this had not discolored, but it's in great shape. I love these skeins too. That'll be great to rewrap more ribbon onto. I found some quilt binding. I guess that's what you would call this. This one was interesting. It's got some stain. Looks like I'll have to cut into it a good bit to get that stain, water stain it looks like. But it was interesting. I mean, never seen quilt binding with the print that big before. And then this is the one that I wanted to scream. I was so excited about. I just love it. So many uses for this. There's another edging. Blue on blue embroidery. Very pretty. And this is polyester. This is definitely polyester. And then, ta-da! I've only found another roll like this once ever, and it was royal blue. So now I have some red, and I love using red rickrack. It's probably my favorite color. So for Christmas or whatever, I've got more than enough. And Carrie, no, I did not leave any rickrack behind. I grabbed every pack she had. All right, I grabbed a few just loose things. I grabbed this piece of packaging. I grabbed this piece of packaging because it's Christmassy. I'll put that with the Christmas journal. And this, I'm just gonna lift that applique off probably. It looks like a pocket, doesn't it, for an apron or something. And then, oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. So, I live in the South, and so we had a store called Winn-Dixie. I don't know if y'all have heard of it. If you've seen the book or movie Because of Winn-Dixie, that dog is named after the store. And back when ice cream used to be sold in blocks, they put your ice cream in this little bag. I remember this very well. And their natural ice cream was Prestige brand. Their regular ice cream was Super brand. And then ice milk was Thrifty made. And I remember when ice milk came out and my grandma switched over to it for a while for calories' sake. And we put up such a fit. We were like, Grandma, this is not good. It's not good. Snow cream tastes better than this. She went back to ice cream later, but I was like, oh, wow. For the vintage retail journals, I'm going to make a large journaling card out of this. Very thankful this lady held on to that little piece of ephemera. All right, I believe that was all the estate sale. I went to a couple of yard sales, and here's what I found there. Some of these are very gross, like molded. I'm assuming molded. But I have never found Lady Bird books before. They also smell very musty. The lady who had the yard sale, I believe, was born and raised in England because I bought some Paddington Bear things. The mug came from there that I showed yesterday. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. I can't use some of the covers, like this one's ruined, but I think I can salvage the pages. I hope with time the pages will air out. I know the last thing I need to do is put them in a bag or box to seal them up, because that won't help. Give me all your odor reducing tips. I know some people put them in a bin with baking soda, I can try that. But I really want to be able to use these images. First picture book. Pretty awesome. Man in his car. Really fun pictures, y'all. Beaky the greedy duck. Book of pets. This one's been chewed on by a child. I hope a child. Oh, look at the poodle. And the parakeets. How sweet. This was in another box at another yard sale, and I'm putting it aside for the Scottish journal that I'm working on. It's got some thistles here. Tassel Tip Takes a Ride. I don't know that this is a ladybird book. It is. Our Friends, the first day of the holidays, Have a Go, and Ducks and Swans. So those are my ladybird books, and like I said, they smell more strong than the stuff the estate sale that was in a closed up house. I'm assuming these were kept in maybe an outdoor garage or something that had moisture. So give me all your tips for reducing smells. For fabric, I found this neat product. It's made by Downy. I think it's called Rinse and Refresh or Rinse and Renew. It's amazing. It gets musty smell out of kitchen towels and things, but it also, when I buy old cloth at estate sales and things, I wash it with that. You put it in your fabric softener container or dispenser, and it really does take those odors away, but you can't do that with a book. We went to a fall festival and they had free books. It was like some sort of literacy guild. So I picked two. I got Rich or Scary, Cars and Trucks. And this, I wish I'd had this about 3 months ago, but that's okay. I might put this in my shop because I probably won't make another Heidi journal, but I know some of you want to or are right now. And it's a beautiful cover. So I might put this in my shop to share. And then Rich or Scary, and this one has been much loved. A lot of the pages are torn and taped back together, but I try not to leave many of his books behind, especially ones like this that my son used to love to read. And then my favorite author, look at this, Carrie. I couldn't believe this. This was at one of the yard sales. And it's about a little girl who moves in the neighborhood who has no friends, and they invite her to play with them, and it's really sweet. That multicultural friends of all different types who find common ground. That was sort of what she focused on her in her stories. Let's see. Also at the estate sale was this. Can't pass up corduroy. This, not estate sale, yard sale. Christmas Carolers book, so just more, no color inside, but some great pages to use as a backdrop for cards and tags. I don't know what this is. State Historical Society of Iowa, Boyhood in Bedford. Is it a... It might just be like a memoir of the town in Iowa. And maybe these might be family photos, or I don't know. I don't know. If any of y'all are in Iowa and you would like to have this, please let me know. I'll drop it in the mail to you because I probably won't use it, but I want it to go to someone who would enjoy it and likes Iowa history. Bedford, Iowa. I found some random pictures of churches, and then more choir books for kids. And another choir book without a cover. And what is this? Favorite songs of the people. Very old. It's been rebound. Spiral bound. I guess she had it done to preserve it. Very old. Seems very patriotic. Just old American songs, I guess. Pretty interesting. All right, that's all of the, this little pin. Wise men still seek him. And then the last thing I'll show you is what I found at the antique store. This is a store in my hometown. I don't go there super often, but I have 3 favorite booths, and I found something at 2 of the 3 of the favorite booths this time. I found this bag of ribbon, and I got it because of the Christmas ribbons. Some medium width red and some very thin green, cream, and reds. And one Christmas wishes or holiday wishes ribbon. But this was $3 for all that. I probably will not keep, I'll redonate the orange because I don't really foresee myself using orange. I got these giant jingle bells. Y'all know what that's for. Put this receipt over here. I found this punch. I didn't have a snowflake punch. And I picked up 2 fabrics. This is Holly Hobby, believe it or not. And I love it. It's almost like a quilting block design. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, I wonder if she has this fabric too. And she did. Look how pretty. Oh, this is 2. That's right. It was a set of 2. Let's unroll it and look at it. I paid $7 for each of these rolls, and normally now that I buy a lot of my fabric at my craft reuse store, I normally wouldn't do that, but I wanted to support the booth owner as well, you know. And I might share some of this in my shop because I'll never use all this. This is over a yard, I believe. So look at this. Is this not so cute? Very cute. Wamsutta. Copyright Wamsutta Mills. And this one is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love that. And then I got a vintage sheet. This is a twin flat, and it was in excellent shape, so I was excited about that. And then I got 1 Christmas Ideals. And this is one that I don't have. I have most of the Christmas Ideals, honestly. Through the years, I've just gotten them and using them up, of course, but this booth had probably 15 or 20 Ideals, but I only got the Christmas one. And then the last thing I'll show you is this. This is another Bedford, Iowa item. Bedford Bulldogs. I don't know. Is this a high school? Is this a college? I don't know. I will do a little research. But again, if you are watching this and you grew up in or live in Bedford, Iowa, and you would like these items, I do not mind dropping them in the mail to you. I think they are homesick and want to go back to Iowa. So thank you so much for watching. This was a long one. I knew it was going to be a big one. I'm glad I was able to come on today and show this to you. I got to put all this away really quickly so I can get back to work on the Christmas journal covers. But let me just say real quick, my dentist appointment yesterday went really well. No cavities, little to no pain. I woke up with the achy jaw, but it has subsided at this point, and I'm very thankful. Like, I wanted to throw a party last night. My daughter and she went with me. We have appointments at the same time. And she also had no cavities, so we celebrated. It was a big day. We celebrate little things in this family, including cavity-free dentist appointments. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.